Good morning, Hulacorn Hoopers, and as always, welcome to all new Hoopers joining Hulacorn for the first time in our weekly Hoop class, mobile Hoop class. This is week number 7, 7 or 8. I'm not entirely sure. I should probably write it down just to keep track. So we are into our Hoop series. And last week we touched on the weave and different variations of doing the weave. So this week I would like to touch on tosses. One of my favorites, absolute favorites. I hope that the weather's going to play ball. I've had to move from the normal spot because I need a little bit of space above me, and there's trees over there, so now I'm quite open to the wind. So I'm hoping that won't affect it too much. It's going to go one of two ways. It's either going to be educational or it's going to be very entertaining and a bloopers video. Either which way, it's going to go up on the channel, so I hope you enjoy. Just a disclaimer, so I have changed my hoop. I don't think I've actually mentioned which hoop I use. So the normal hoop that I use, you see me hooping every single week, is a size 33. This is also a size 33. That one is a thinner size, or a thinner piping, which is a 5/8 polypro tubing, and it is also obviously wrapped. This is also a size 33. I do quite enjoy the in-between sizes, especially when we're going to get to hand spins. It's just a really nice length for me, and it is a 3/4, so 3/4 tubing polypro, so it just gives it a little bit different way of working with the hoop, really. It's not quite as responsive, so I'm hoping that it is going to be a little bit more resilient to the wind if the wind does pick up. So yeah, let's get crack-a-lacking. I am also hoping that you would still be able to hear me, because I need to stand quite a bit away so you can actually see what's going on. So a toss, you would have been practicing just spinning the hoop on your hand by now. I mean, it's probably the first thing that you would have practiced, also going in the opposite direction before actually getting into the tricks. So a toss can be transitioned into through just doing a normal hand spin. You toss it up, but we are going to cover a few variations of how to get into a toss. You would have seen in, I think it was last week's tutorial or the week before that, I did a little tuck and toss which goes over the shoulder like that, which I will be covering today. So the idea with the toss is to toss. You need to be going in, for me, because I'm a right-hand hooper, you need to be going to the inside. So for me this is to the left because I am right-handed, but if you're going to toss with your left-hand side, same thing, you're going inside. Tossing going outside, you can, it's just a little bit more difficult, so I wouldn't start with that. You want to be going on the inside. And then you don't want to toss straight up because the hoop will go towards the direction that it's busy spinning, so you kind of want to get it on the side like that. So forwards would, you can would do that to the hoop. It doesn't quite, well for me anyway, give me enough sort of space to move the hoop in the circular motion that it's already going in. It's a natural flow for it. So sideways is a little bit better for me. And what you want to do is when the hoop is coming down, so I don't know if I can actually get it in the shot. So if you could see that, when the hoop is coming down, you want to catch it on its side as it's coming down like this, so that you've got a little bit more space just to play with it once it's on its way. So that was a bad example. Sideways, so you're kind of catching the hoop as it's coming down. You want to catch it there so that it slides down your hand and goes into the motion again. So that's a normal toss. A continual toss would be using both hands. So I do struggle with it because, again, my left hand, but let's give it a go, and yeah, it's either educational or it's a blooper video. So you want to get going, catch it with your other hand, toss, catch, toss, catch. Okay, so not too bad. So the first one is a normal toss, and then that is a continual toss using your different hands. You can also do a continual toss with the same hand. Right, let's try that again. So you want to get going. Whoops. And those are your tosses, your continual toss and your normal toss. So what you saw me doing last time was actually a tuck and toss. There's a couple of variations of it, so I'll show you. So the first way to get into a toss, if it's not spinning already, is simply to, see if I can get the best angle, is to do a break and then throw it up. So how that looks in real life, or this is real life, how that looks in real time is, and you can catch it on the arm like that if you want, but that's not how it's intended. So you want to be going forwards again, you grip the hoop, you tap it on your shoulder, see there, yeah, tap it, and toss it up. And it will automatically want to be going in the opposite direction, so going backwards if you were going forwards, which is totally fine. It's cool because then you can swing it into a mandala, which we will be covering in next week's tutorial, don't worry. So the trick that I did was actually a tuck and toss. Let's just do a little bit of movement to get into it. So once you get your hoop up, I want it on the other hand, go around, and you toss it over, basically. So instead of stopping and going, you throw it over your shoulder, and then you toss it back up again. So let's just do that again in some real time. Or actually, let's take it with that one. Go around, tuck, toss, up, back, and up again. And if you hit yourself in the head, that's fine too. Just try not to do it where there's any wind, because the wind does affect the movement of the hoop. The wind does affect you. It does drive people a bit crazy, including myself. So yeah, just be mindful of the wind when you are doing your tosses. And those are tosses. Next week we will be going into mandalas, and probably I will have a little bit of a catch-up video with bits and bobs from all the different tutorials that we have already covered that I feel could be expanded on, or little bits and bobs in between that we could maybe work on additionally to those. So keep an eye out for that video. Thank you guys very much for joining me, and I will see you next week. Please do, if you feel like there's any tricks that you want to learn, if you feel like there's anything that I should add to my tutorials, just let me know in the comments, and yeah, we'll see you next week. Thank you.